Grace4Days has been playing some hardcore WoW using a motion tracker to essentially make all his abilities with his body. It's really, really, really cool here. So yeah, this is Grace4Days, guys. Motion tracker set up in the bottom left here.
My name is Grace, and today I want to talk about motion capture.
Okay.
World of Warcraft. This is something I've stumbled upon recently. Shout out to my boy Mason X for developing this software called The Link and allowing us to play World of Warcraft without any remotes, no keyboard, no mouse,
cool.
completely hands-free. And I just wanted to share my experience with you guys and how this has shaped my outlook on the game,
Okay.
what I think the future of World of Warcraft is going to be, and just how cool I think this software is
It's so
in
cool.
general. So maybe we'll take a walk towards Stormwind while we talk about this, but
We're truly in the future. If you showed me this back in 2004 when WoW came out originally, this would blow my mind that you could do this. Primarch, thank you.
there's a lot of different discussions, topics we could go over. I think today I want to talk about the vastness of the world. And the world, from what I've been told in Classic WoW, what made the game so great is that the world was the main character. You kind of got lost in the world. A lot of people have different perspectives, opinions on what they think made World of Warcraft great originally.
Yeah.
But I think without a doubt it's been documented that the world being the main character is why the game flourished and did as well as it did.
True.
And I think over time, the world has gotten smaller and smaller
True as well.
because of the knowledge that we have, the connectivity, the access to information we have with the internet, Discord, BattleNet integration. Just the world has just slowly gotten smaller and less immersed, and everyone.
This is not just WoW, by the way, or Classic. This is just like everything. Everything feels a lot more smaller and more accessible now. That's why I think there was a lot of mystery back in the day. It could also be a very largely nostalgia, and because he's speaking from it at a perspective from an adult, whereas he remembers it how it was as he was a kid, right? There's probably like a lot of kids these days as well that will feel the same way in the future about now, right?
Once in a
Well, it's
while,
very true though.
You'll see the community try to harbor or try to harness, what old World of Warcraft used to be, and I think that Hardcore did a really good job with that. And I'm starting to see it with this gameplay model again.
So that's how he goes bear. That's so funny. This is because of content creators. I think definitely content creators has a very big thing to play with this, but it's just generally how the internet is, man. There's such like information is so easily accessible. We watched we went over like Classic WoW Reddit like a few times before, and a lot of it is like people posting about game guides that you had on a book back in the day. People would print out Joanna's guide and have it like with notes on their table, right, like beside the PC. Information is so easily accessible nowadays, right? Especially with content creators and videos. So the world has gotten smaller, and I think he's kind of just going back to the roots of what the game is, right? Which is also why hardcore became so popular, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
Using motion WoW to play World of Warcraft has taken away my ability to min-max the game again.
True.
Specifically in the way that I play Druid.
Power J, thank you.
And so, typically, whenever I level a Druid, I always play Feral. It is the way to go. The opportunity cost of playing balanced Druid, you're
It's
sacrificing too much in order to play less efficiently. And it's really hard to get over that min-max mindset. Because you just have previous experiences, and it's difficult to hinder yourself in order to experience or play the game a different way.
It is.
And whenever you have a software like this, you're sort of forced to play this way. And so there's a lot of challenges, obviously, that come with this. You're not nearly as efficient, but it makes off-meta gameplay meta in an environment like this. And one thing I wanted
That's
to
true.
show, here's my Nature's Grasp. I've been able to go drink, hit him with the Shadow
Oh my
Meld.
god.
A skill like Shadow Meld normally doesn't see any play in a PvE environment. Maybe you use it in PvP a lot. I'm not a huge PvPer, but I feel like this racial is just kind of lost to the meta. It's lost to time.
But people mostly use Shadowmill for this, eating and drinking in Shadowmill, right? But I really like what he's going with this for sure. I think personally I would hate playing like this. I think this would be fun for me for like an hour and then I would like lose my mind with it. But I think the message that he's trying to get across, I very much agree with. People, especially in WoW Classic, do tend to very much focus on the everything being efficient and being fast and being quick so you can get it over with and you can go to the end as fast as possible, right? Just sit, like, laying back, enjoying the game and taking your time with it is generally like a way more fun way to play. Like a casual approach to it, right? If you take any game too seriously, it's gonna lose its fun, I think. WoW has never been this sweaty. Oh, as it is nowadays. I think the thing is, Clown Company, the average player has just gotten a lot more knowledgeable, and therefore the bar for like the average like thing has just been raised so high, right? Because back in the day, like there was still people playing like freaking crazy, but the average player was way worse. Oh, you mean the motion capture? Oh, you mean that? You talked about him being sweaty because he's going. Oh, okay, I get it.
Sure, there's some niche cases.
Point still
but
stands.
All of a sudden, now that I'm playing motion WoW, I've had a couple instances where I needed to sit down, drink, and shadow meld right away because it's so difficult to run away and not aggro additional mobs. So it's cool to see this version make things that normally aren't relevant shine again. And so I think I'm going to be playing Balanced Druid. Super excited. I can't get over the fact that Feral is too efficient, and I've never played Balanced Druid. I've never leveled as one, much less rated. But I think that I'm going to see Druid from a different perspective. I'm going to be able to spec with a huge mana pool. I won't be getting strength agi gear. My mana pool is going to be twice the size it normally is. I won't be wasting it on going into cat form, bear form. I'm going to be able to use it on a ton of CC.
That's cool.
Roots, hibernates.
That's true,
Klaus. Use as Druid. I'm just going to have plentiful heals. So I think that the combat is going to be a totally different experience for me.
I like that he has an actual emote key bound into his motion capture. That's so fucking funny. He must add eye tracking to this for healing. Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe it'd be cool if he could add eye tracking for, like, the mouse, so he could, like, control the mouse with his eyes. But maybe that's gonna be too difficult with how far away he is from the screen. Unless he has, like, a literal 18-inch monitor, right, or something.
And then one thing that really happened, a neat thing that happened the other day after we raided Molten Core, I was in Teldrassil, and I knew I was gonna come over to Elwyn Forest.
Sorry you died, man, I'm playing...
10. I didn't want to level in Darkshore. I was kind of over the gloomy vibes anyways, but I knew I wanted to make my way to Elwyn. The only problem is, it takes about an hour to go from Teldrassil to Elwyn Forest. And so, we made a tactical decision at the end of MC. I'm already tired, you know, after raiding for 3.5, 4 hours.
Standing up.
Which, by the way, this program makes you physically exhausted. And more than anything, the brain power that it takes in order to cast all these different spells. I've got regrowth into a rejuve.
Oh my god.
Two abilities like that.
Dude, just like, I'm just thinking about like getting into like a scary moment like on hardcore, because he's playing hardcore, right? And then like almost dying, and you gotta like remember your key bindings, like you like to start like flaring around your arms. That's freaking crazy.
But I've already got some muscle memory that's been created.
Yeah.
But starting out, it's really difficult.
Remembering it.
Your brain is doing a lot of things at one time. And so you're almost restricted to only playing a certain amount of hours a day, which I think is pretty neat. To kind of hedge against the min-max mindset, I've heard people say, you know, it'd be sick if there was a server where you could only /played 8 hours in a 24-hour period.
Dude, I like how he says only 8 hours. Like it's some sort of a casual thing. I know the point he's trying to get across here, but dude, the average WoW player does actually play like freaking so much. It's insane, dude. I remember back in the day, man, I got 1 hour, maybe 2, if I was lucky to play. And that's why, like, dude, when I played vanilla back in the day, I think when TBC came out, I got to like level 30. I was like level 30. But then when TBC launched, I had something called a confirmation in Denmark, which is when you become of age, sort of. You become a man, I guess, when you're 13 years old in Denmark. It's like a church thing, whatever the heck. And you get a lot of money, right? So you get like a lot of gifts and money and stuff like that. So I got just enough money to buy my own computer. Like I could buy like a scuffed PC, and I could get to play a little bit more during the day. But up until that, I could play maybe an hour per day. Because I played on my brother's PC, right? And that was pretty much it. Some Protestant stuff. Yeah, it's like some church religion, whatever the heck, right? But we have that in Denmark. It's called confirmation. Yeah.
Kind of apply that to my own gameplay experience.
Clubs, thank you.
I'm a streamer. I get to play all the time in the world. If I want to, I can get to 60 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm Danish.
/ played, you know, putting in 12, 14, 16-hour sessions, sitting in my chair playing with a mouse and keyboard. But what's funny is I really can't go much more than 4 or 5 hours. I think I did 6 hours
still
the
a lot,
other
though.
day, and the last 2 hours were pretty trash. It was extremely inefficient. I think I was creating bad habits, but all of a sudden my gameplay time that I can afford to play with this system is limited. And it's just creating this new experience. It's heightening every single decision that I make. It's making the travel time between questing hubs. You have to think about it. It's, you know, doing that 1 hour swim at the end of the day rather than starting off your day with it because, you know, after, you know, walking for an hour, you're going to be way more fatigued. You're not going to be locked in. And with this software, if you're not locked in, hitting the abilities the way you're supposed to, like, rah, rah, you don't hit them the first time.
Yeah, that is true. But games are smaller. Yeah, they do feel smaller these days. I remember as a kid, this is a bit of an off-topic, I suppose, but I remember trying to get into playing Zelda Ocarina of Time as a kid. And I've explained, if you guys are frequent followers of my content, I've explained a few times before how I only got up to the graveyard after Hyrule Field, and that's as far as I got. And I remember playing that game a lot. But I never got further than that, so I spent literal days, like weeks, hours, like playing the game, but I only got that far. I looked up Ocarina of Time average playtime these days, and it's only like 10 hours. It's pretty insane, but maybe that's just because I was a kid. That's probably because I was a child and I didn't really get to understand that much stuff. It felt like you could never see the end now. It's like, is this it? Yeah, a bit. But I think that's very much to do with also us growing up as people. You know, everything seems a lot bigger when you're a kid.
But you'll see, like, in the first hour of my stream, I'm really consistent with the abilities, and then near the end, I can't hardly do anything just because I'm so tired. So, Motion WoW has given me a whole new take on the video game.
It's cool.
Been a breath of fresh air. So really fun for me to stream.
I love this.
And it's exactly the fresh that I was looking for.
It's awesome.
In a world where classic Andes are always trying to look for the next thing, the next fresh server, I've once again somehow extended my addiction to this video game.
Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are my thoughts on Motion WoW. Tell me what you think about this.
The lengths that WoW players will go to keep replaying classic WoW over and over again. I freaking love it.
Check out the creator Mason X in the description. You can find all the information you need there.
Oh, cool.
And let me know what you think about it.
I was gonna say, I would, if Grace ever watches this react or anything like that, I would love to see him make a video, maybe in collaboration with the developer of this. Like, just talking about how he set it up and how he did it, because this is actually really cool. This is a very, very sick little thing, and I love this outlook that Grace has on the game, because a lot of WoW players these days are all about the sweaty and the ranking and the you know, min-max. So just seeing someone enjoy the game and have fun is great. I love it. It's super fantastic. So this is the creator of the motion capture here, guys. I don't know if he has... Oh, he has videos here. Oh, this is the guy that... Okay, I remember this, actually. I think like about a year or two ago, we watched this guy... This video right there. Yeah, this video right here. This is a very... We have reacted to this as well, like about a year ago. So this is the guy that made that. That's really cool. I'll link both Mason's channel, guys, if you want to check out the creator of the motion capture. And I'll leave a link also to Grace for Days. There it is. Really awesome, though. What a legend. Another YouTube series on this. Yeah, it'd be fun to see Grace for Days do like a YouTube series on this leveling.